viewers, welcome to another episode of GNB Moments. Today we'll be discussing a very interesting topic on human capital development. We all know that this is very valuable for the growth of any organization and individual. My guest for today will be joining me in this conversation is Toluwase Olaniyan. Welcome to the show, Tolu.
Thank you so much for having me, Jenny.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good to see you.
Nice seeing you too.
Okay, so Tolu, you've been in this human capital development for quite some time. How long has it been?
Close to a decade, 8 to 9 years. Yes.
8 to 9 years. That's a very long time.
Yeah.
So what inspired you? Like, what inspired you to through this path?
Oh, okay. So it all started while I was in school.
Okay.
While I was in ABU's area.
Okay.
I was sent forward to study accounting. And accounting for me at that time became a bit more difficult than it was. And luckily for me, I ran into ISEC. And in ISEC, I was VP Talent Management at some point. And while I was VP Talent Management, I was managing the talent of everybody in the organization and external, right? So I was doing a bit of recruitment and selection for the organization. I was doing training for members in the organization, time management, personal effectiveness. And so all of this put together then put me in another path, right? So while I was in school studying accounting, in ISEC, I was busy doing HR, technically, people management. Yeah, and I found
So
this a bit more...
Totally different.
Totally different,
And
yeah.
so you found the love more in
Yes.
managing people than managing money.
Exactly. And I found this a bit more interesting.
Okay.
I started from there.
Okay, so Tolu, I'd like you to please educate us on human capital development for the viewers who are watching to have more knowledge on this.
The human capital development then referred to developing the talent that would come to work in these organizations. Yeah? So it might be externally trained or internally. Yeah, so if it's internal, it means that the organization is training people for a particular task in the organization, right? If it's external on the other side, like what we do, we prepare recent graduates for the eventual workplace, right? But then all of this training and adding value to the human being, to make the human fit for a particular task, all put together is what we call human capital development.
What are those soft skills you think that undergraduates, recent graduates, and mid-career levels need to function well in any organization or where they find themselves?
Oh, okay. So like I've always said to young people, so the very first thing is that you need to understand what work environment you want to function in, right?
Okay.
So there's COVID. And for a lot of people, it is now work from home. Now, the very first thing is personal effectiveness. That soft skill is strong. Because if you have personal effectiveness, work from home, some people, they just email their termination of appointment letter to them and tell me because you most likely won't deliver, right?
Yeah.
So personal effectiveness is strong. Time management is key, particularly at this period, right? Because the world is becoming fast-paced and time is being crunched. So you need to be able to understand how to deliver like ASAP, like work around time and all that. Talking about personal effectiveness, going back, right? It takes in civility, it takes in a whole lot, right? You need to be able to understand that, hey, work is work, and I need to deliver on work like this. I know people who have not gotten promotion because they don't know how to play at work. And this is because employers now believe that your social life matters a whole lot, right? So I say to a lot of people, first understand the industry you're going into and look out for like core competencies, but the most important part is ensure that your personal effectiveness is gained. All around the world, 24 hours have been crunched into 12 hours because you're sitting at home and you're thinking time is still at my fingertip, and before you know it's all gone. One tool I recommend for people to use around this time is to use a tool called Trello. So I say that every morning when you wake up, put all of your tasks on Trello and monitor as you finish tasks, right?
Oh, really?
So yeah, so you can take the task. So once you're done on the Trello, it has like three dashboards. Once you're done here, you move the task you're done with to the task you're working with, rather, you move it to this point. Once you're done, you move it here. So it helps you to track what you're doing.
Oh,
and your performance and your time, right? Okay, so
So wait, Tolu, before you go further, I want to ask you something. You said for those who are at home, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's not everybody who is at home. So how about those who...
yeah, so even at work, yeah. So as a way to manage your time, right? You can also use this tool. But time is always of essence, right?
Yeah,
I like to mention again that 24 hours has been crunched into 12 hours.
Yes.
So you have limited time to finish more tasks that have been given, right? So these days we have like more tasks that have been allocated. So now the next for people either getting into a job or on a job.
Okay.
So I've seen people who have gotten fired on their first day at job because of communication.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so take is very from take. So the tone, the pitch, like I said to a lot of young people,
Yeah,
hey,
some people have this voice and you just feel they're angry, but they're not even angry.
Junior, and they'll say that's how I talk. I mean, yeah, so
And that's a lot of excuse, you know, they'll say that's how I talk. But the thing is, that's how you talk, but you're not even working towards.
this is a
bringing
workplace.
it down,
You don't
exactly.
pay yourself. You don't do things the way you want to do it, right? You do it the way the employer
The
expects you
employer-
to do it.
That's the
And if you cannot do it that way, you can as well just tell them not to allow you come the
You're not
following
ready
day.
to work.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so I just try to be very honest with people. So effective communication, understanding who you're communicating to and how to communicate to that person,
Very
how
important.
best to get the result you want.
Oh, thank you very much, Tolu. This is very, very insightful. I'm sure my viewers are having a great time. But well, in the meantime, let's just go on a quick break and we'll be back shortly. Stay with us. Okay, so while we went on break, we were talking about human capital development, and still we are on the same topic. But this time, I'd like to ask you, what are the business opportunities in this sector? That's for people who are looking at towing this path.
Industries are growing. There are more business starting up. People need people to fill in. I mean, so something as
And
small.
different skill sets.
Exactly. Something as small as construction company, training people around, like some bit of hands-on engineering and all of it. Makes a whole. So I know someone who trains artisans, and he basically trains electricians, and he deploys them to projects. So this is one, I mean, huge space. And in recent time, the minimum standard or the minimum qualification for you to join this artisan academy is a BSc.
Okay, so I want to ask, like, for instance, when I was in school, I probably didn't get most of the human capital development training. So for some people like that are out of school now, are there platforms? How do they key in to get this skill set?
Okay, thanks, Judy. So few things I say to a lot of people who are recent graduates or have been out for a while is take virtual courses, Udemy, Coursera, take all of those courses and look out for internship opportunities, right? Now, those internship opportunities will help you practice the things you have learned, right, on those courses before, because you cannot come to me now and say, oh, I'm good with broadcasting, right? Even though you did broadcasting in school, I'm skeptical, right? But then if I know how strong you are, if I know that you've interned somewhere, or I know when you started your career, I'll be more open. Now, these people are very open to taking interns,
Yes.
right? Who are more open. So you can learn from that space. While you're interning, your boss or your employer will give you opportunities to maybe go for this course, to learn on the job. In another 6 months, you can then say, oh yes, I can do this thing well. And that's how you see people who studied accounting are now broadcasters, right? I mean, so some of them had tried their hands interning somewhere and doing some very small things, yeah? In terms of physical training, there are a whole lot of physical trainings out there, particularly in Nigeria. So we run, at Warden, we have like an array of courses, and these are market-specific courses, right? We have a course on customer care, we have a course on data analysis, we have a course on HR. So you probably studied accounting like me. You are not opportune to join ISEC. So all you need to do is come for our 8 weeks intensive HR course.
Okay.
We attach you to a place for internship, and in another 3 months, we are sure that you can do the basic HR role, and then you can then kickstart your career that way. Like I said to people, so if you're looking out for virtual courses, Google is your friend. If you're looking out for real life trainings, Google is your friend, right? But then if you want to look for hands-on experience, look for somewhere to intern.
Okay, that's very good to know. So at this point, I like to come in a bit more personal.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a question. What are the 3 things nobody knows about you?
So 3 things.
Nobody knows about you.
I've never drank alcohol.
Are you sure nobody knows about that?
I'm sure nobody knows.
Okay, so that's
Okay, so
one.
I should not say the do not. So what are things? I'm always in the public space. What are things people do not know? Jenny's putting me on the spot now. I have to think deep about. So not so many people know that I started my first business at the age of 7.
What was the business?
Oh yeah, interesting. So I'm sure NAFTA could not come after me for this, right? So while I was 7, I realized the need to make my own money. So I would go buy banana. So then banana was like, so just buy banana 20 naira. And I would add cowbell, 1 sachet, that's milk. And I would go to the woman selling ugi close to our house, collect the ugi water, and blend banana,
I'm already imagining.
milk, and the ugi water, and a bit of sugar, blend it together, tie it in nylon, and I sell as banana yogurt to children.
Are you for real?
Wow, people bought it. Yeah, so I made some good money. So the rich people, I grew up in Nigeria, right? The rich people wanted to buy banana yogurt, right? And the other one.
Well, is that the recipe for banana yogurt?
I don't know, at 7. That was the only thing I could think of, man. So, and I put that together, and it was, so it tasted good to me. I tasted it.
Oh,
there was no chemical, milk. But yeah, so there was nothing extra that you wouldn't take in it. It's banana, cowbell, sugar, and ugi water. And that's it. That's banana yogurt for me. But yeah, so.
Okay, that's 2. Third?
So the third is, okay, so almost everybody knows that it's only 5 states I've not been to in Nigeria. So a lot of people know that.
So you're a great traveler.
Yeah, been around. I'm struggling with what people do not know about me.
Okay, Tolu, that's fine, all right. So,
Thank you.
the last question, I'd like you to tell us more about you. Who is Toluwase Olaniyan for the purpose of people watching out there so they could be able to connect with you?
Toluwase Olaniyan is a human capital development specialist with core interest in people building and grassroots development. Over the last years, I have worked with a couple of organizations and governments in building solid human capital for their own space.
Thank you very much, Tolu, for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jenny.
It was really nice having you.
Thank you so much for having me.
And it was very informing, it was educating. I'm sure the viewers also enjoyed themselves. So this is going to be all for the GNB moment this Saturday. But stay with us as we move on to the second segment of the show, of Business Directory. Thank you very much.